Being careful about our dietary choices is a necessary part of leading a healthy lifestyle. Nowadays, cancer risk has been associated with a number of foods. So, let's examine the effects of these 12 deadly foods associated with cancer and why avoiding them can lead to a better lifestyle. Starting off our countdown with number 12, processed meats. Bacon, sausages, hot dogs, and deli meats are examples of processed meats that have repeatedly been associated with an elevated risk of cancer, particularly colon cancer. Processed meats are classified as Group 1 carcinogens by the International Agency for Research on Cancer (IARC), which means there is sufficient data to support their link to cancer. The propensity for processed meats to cause cancer is influenced by a number of factors. These meats are produced using techniques including curing, smoking, or adding chemical preservatives. These procedures can result in the creation of substances that are cancer-causing, such as nitrosamines, which have been linked to DNA damage and the emergence of cancer. Coming in at number 11 is red meat. Red meat consumption, which includes beef, hog, and lamb, has been linked to a higher risk of developing some cancers, most notably colon cancer. Numerous epidemiological studies have provided evidence connecting red meat to cancer, and the International Agency for Research on Cancer (IARC) has classified it as a possible carcinogen. Red meat may promote the growth of cancer through a number of mechanisms. For example, red meat's high levels of cholesterol and saturated fat can increase levels of certain hormones and induce inflammation, both of which can hasten the development of cancer cells. Moving forward to number 10 on the list, sugary drinks. Drinking sugary beverages like soda, fruit juices, energy drinks, and sweetened teas has been linked to a higher risk of developing some cancers. Increased use of sugary beverages has been associated with obesity, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome, all of which are risk factors for several malignancies. The key factor that makes sugary drinks potentially carcinogenic is the amount of sugar they contain. These drinks' frequent usage increases sugar intake, which might cause weight gain and obesity. In consequence, obesity raises the risk of various malignancies, including endometrial, breast, colorectal, and pancreatic cancers. Additionally, the quick blood sugar spikes brought on by sugary beverages can result in insulin resistance and raise insulin levels. An extended period of increased insulin levels may aid in the growth and proliferation of cancer cells, since insulin is a hormone that stimulates cell growth. Moving on to number 9, highly processed snacks. A higher risk of cancer has been linked to eating highly processed snacks such as chips, cookies, crackers, and packaged snack foods. The majority of the unhealthy elements in these foods include refined carbohydrates, bad fats, too much sugar, artificial additives, and preservatives. It is complicated how highly processed food and cancer are related. First off, these snacks frequently lack important minerals and fiber while being high in calories, which promotes overeating and weight gain, both of which are established risk factors for many cancers. Additionally, a higher risk of developing cancer has been linked to the abundance of harmful fats, especially trans fats present in many processed foods. Stepping up to number 8 on the list are trans fats. Trans fat consumption has been closely associated with a higher risk of developing cancer. Trans fats are made artificially using the hydrogenation process, which turns liquid oils into solid fats. These fats are typically present in baked goods, margarine, and processed and fried foods. Trans fats can harm cells and DNA and cause chronic low-grade inflammation, which raises the possibility of cancerous mutations. Trans fats have also been shown to interfere with cell signaling pathways, encourage the formation of tumors, and weaken the body's defenses against cancer. They may also influence hormone-sensitive malignancies like breast and prostate cancer, since they can disrupt the regulation of hormones. According to a number of studies, the use of trans fats has been strongly linked to several cancers, including breast, colorectal, pancreatic, and prostate cancer. Trans fat consumption must be minimized or eliminated in order to lower the risk of cancer. Coming in at number 7 on the list are non-organic fruits and vegetables. Due to the possible exposure to pesticide residues, non-organic fruits and vegetables may be linked to a higher risk of cancer. Pesticides are frequently used to treat conventionally cultivated food to prevent disease and insect infestation. Consuming these chemical residues over an extended period of time may have negative health impacts, including an elevated chance of developing some malignancies. Choosing organic fruits and vegetables or properly washing and peeling conventionally farmed produce can help limit pesticide exposure. While the precise effect of pesticide residues on cancer risk is currently under investigation. Additionally, because of their high vitamin and antioxidant content, including including a variety of fruits and vegetables in the diet, organic or not, remains essential for overall health and the prevention of cancer. Moving on to number 6 on the list, alcohol. Drinking alcohol has been conclusively linked to a higher risk of developing several forms of cancer. Alcohol has been designated a Group 1 carcinogen by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, IARC, meaning that it is a recognized cause of cancer in humans. As alcohol intake increases, so does the chance of cancer. Alcohol can directly harm DNA and cells, causing alterations that can result in cancer. It may impact the liver, breast, mouth, throat, esophagus, liver, and colorectal region, among other organs. The chance of developing cancer in these locations rises with prolonged and strong alcohol usage. Additionally, alcohol might intensify the cancer-causing properties of other drugs, like tobacco. Stepping forward to number 5 on the list is excessive salt or sodium. Consuming too much salt or sodium has been linked to a higher risk of developing several cancers. Regularly consuming large amounts of salt can lead to hypertension, which is a known risk factor for cardiovascular illnesses and several malignancies. Stomach cancer is the main malignancy that salt and sodium have in common with cancer, as a high-sodium diet can harm the stomach lining and can encourage the growth of Helicobacter pylori bacteria, a significant risk factor for stomach cancer. It has been linked to an increased risk of gastric cancer. A high-salt diet can also cause chronic inflammation, which contributes to the emergence and development of a number of malignancies. A higher risk of kidney cancer has also been associated with excessive salt intake. Coming in at number 4 on the list is deep-fried food. Regularly eating fried meals has been linked to a higher risk of developing cancer. Foods are cooked by being immersed in hot oil during the deep frying process, which might result in the creation of potentially hazardous chemicals. The development of acrylamide, a chemical substance produced when starchy foods like potatoes or grains are cooked at high temperatures, is one of the key issues. The IARC has identified acrylamide as a potential human carcinogen and connected it to an elevated risk of a number of cancers, including endometrial, renal, and ovarian cancer. Moving on to number 3 on the list, refined grains. Refined grain consumption has been linked to a higher risk of cancer. Grains that have been refined have had the bran and germ removed, depriving them of vital nutrients, fiber, and phytochemicals. What's left is primarily the starchy endosperm, which the body digests and absorbs quickly, causing sharp increases in blood sugar. An increased risk of several cancers, including colorectal, pancreatic, and breast cancer, has been associated with high consumption of refined grains, such as white bread, white rice, and refined pasta. There could be a number of causes for this relationship. It is best to choose whole grains in place of refined grains to lessen the danger involved. Whole grains comprise the full grain, including the bran, germ, and endosperm, which supply fiber, vitamins, minerals, and other beneficial substances. Stepping on to number 2 is pickled and smoked food. Pickled and smoked food consumption has been linked to an elevated risk of several cancers. The issue with foods that have been pickled or smoked is the development of potentially hazardous chemicals during these processes. Similar to smoking cigarettes, smoking food can result in the development of heterocyclic amines HCAs and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons PAHs, which are created when the smoke reacts with the proteins and fats in the meal. A higher risk of several malignancies, including lung, esophageal, and colorectal cancer, has been linked to these substances. Number 1 on the list is held by high-temperature cooked meats. Consuming meat that has been cooked at a high temperature, especially meat that has been grilled, broiled, or barbecued, has been linked to an increased risk of cancer. High-temperature cooking can cause the development of dangerous substances in meat. Heterocyclic amines HCAs and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons PAHs can be produced when meat is cooked at high temperatures, like on a grill or in a hot pan, and thus have the ability to harm DNA, impair biological functions, and encourage the development of cancerous cells. So these were 12 such foods that you must beware of. Do you live a healthy lifestyle? What do you do for it? Do let us know in the comments below.